might be struggling with this or struggling with that. You may become a millionaire and forget all about God and forget all about where you were, and you'd be worse off than you were. But if we allow God to work in those weaknesses, he can be made strong, because it's in those weaknesses that we are humble and we are outside of ourselves, and we have that humility of Christ, where it's in the humility of Paul. Because we've got to pray for God's strength every day, and we got to stop comparing ourselves to others, because everyone has struggles. We got to focus on what God is doing in our lives, not someone else's highlight reel. You know, if I want to feel good, I can go on Facebook and see what everybody else is doing, but then I just get depressed and I just want to go on vacation. I just want to do what they're doing. I want to do that, you know. I got my own highlight reel, you know. God can highlight my reel, and he can tell me, hey, well done. Good job. You stepped out. Yeah, I allowed that to happen to you. That was for a reason. Because I made you stronger, didn't I, son? And that's what it's about. But vulnerability leads to deeper relationships. How many of you are totally vulnerable with people? Raise your hand. Totally vulnerable. Not very many. I'm getting there. It's tough. You know? How many of you are totally vulnerable with your wives or your husbands or your significant other? Raise your hand. I want to see. Come on. Come on. I know I'm putting all the husbands and wives on the spot right now. Telling you. To be honest, I'm not. I'll just throw that out there. I'm getting better at it. I mean, I like I said before, I am a work in progress, and I am being vulnerable with you. But yeah, it's tough sometimes to share exactly what you're thinking to your husband or wife. I advise not to share exactly what you're thinking. That could get you in trouble. But be vulnerable with them. You know, there are times when I've told my wife, I'm like, I'm a little anxious right now. You know, I don't know. Well, that's all right. Come on. Go ahead. Yeah. Push on through it, you know? Or, you know, I'll tell my kids sometimes, no, I'm not having a good day today. You know, it's probably not a good time to talk to me. You know, and I'll let them know. But then later on, you know, I'm in a better mood, I'm feeling better or whatever. But, you know, it's being vulnerable, letting people know instead of just snapping and biting somebody's head off. You know, yelling at your kids and doing that. You know, being real, because we have to be vulnerable, because it'll lead to a deeper relationship with your kids, with your spouse, with your friends, with people that you hang out with.